we run our business on godly principles, and we live by that every day. Us brothers are reaping the benefit of what my dad started years ago.
From a shop beside a sheep field to one of the most trusted plumbing showrooms in the region, Greg Wierenga breaks down the truth about quality, values, entrepreneurship, and why simple is actually the hardest thing to do. This is a must listen. Welcome to Rock Solid Podcast. My guest today, Greg Wierenga. Welcome, Greg. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, thanks. I hear in our pre-chat there that you just got back from Florida and back to the wonderful world of the north. And any snow down in your area?
A little bit on and off, but for the most part, still okay here. Yeah. So it usually we don't see too much snow till maybe later in December, January, that kind of thing.
There you go. You go.
Yeah.
Well, you're in a family business, Plympton Plumbing. Just outside of Sarnia or inside Sarnia?
That's right. No, just outside of Sarnia. So it's not a big community. It's our showroom's in a very small town, like 2,000 people. So We're even just outside of that. We're just outside of that in the country. So when you, it's funny because you Google map us and we're beside a sheep field. So truthfully, sometimes I think we're established and well known now out there, but in the past there was times that companies would hesitate to probably come see us even because you Google map us and they think, well, what good could come from that area, right? So but it's a good area. Like Sarnia is about 50 minutes down the road. There's about 70,000 people there, 80,000 people there, and of course we don't have the Toronto traffic, so we are able to travel a lot further, a lot quicker than probably most.
Right. Well, you've been a great client of ours, so I thank you for that over a number of years now. I probably at least 10 years, I would think.
Yep. More than that.
Right. Yep. So how long has the family business been around?
So my dad started the company in 1980. Probably pretty typical story where he's just a guide of a truck, and I think, if you ask my mom, that's the way it was supposed to stay.
Sounds like my mother.
Yeah. Yeah. So that didn't last too long. But he grew and grew it. Obviously, he bought the property where we're at now. I think in 1986, maybe, or at least built on it at that time, 86, 87. And then kind of things started to take off from there. But back then, showrooms weren't much of a thing. I don't think anywhere in Ontario, but you correct me if I'm wrong, but definitely not in our area.
Yeah, maybe downtown Toronto, but that's probably about it.
Okay. Right? Yeah. And it's no different. I mean, he kind of, as he got going, he slowly, people want to see or touch and feel that faucet that he's given.
Yeah.
So, back then it was, it was a small warehouse, but the front corner was his showroom, right? But really it was nothing. It was just to show people what's going to go in, right?
Yep. So absolutely. Yeah. And so from there to today, how big is your showroom now?
I believe, you know what? I don't know the square footage off the top of my head. But it's big enough to show and house everything you need for a plumbing showroom. So.
Well, you're a force in the area for sure. I mean, you've been there for so long. You are definitely a force in the area. There's no doubt about that. So now you have, I understand, I think you said 3 or 4 siblings in the business with you.
I have 3 siblings. Yeah, about like I say, my dad grew it, and probably 10 years ago. Well, probably longer. He started to make a succession plan, and 10, maybe 12 years ago, it started to come together, right?
Gotcha.
We have 8 kids he has 8 children, so I'm one of 8.
Wow.
So there's 3 girls that really haven't really too much been involved in the business as the years gone by, but the 5 boys have been.
Okay.
So
my oldest. That. Wow, 8 kids.
Yeah. It's a Dutch way. Yeah. So no, it's good. So so the oldest brother went on and did his own thing. He actually owns a successful plumbing company about an hour down the road, and we work close with him.
Yeah.
He uses our showroom, and he does well with what he does. And then the other 4 decided to stay on and take over the business. So I think I don't know, maybe it's 8 years ago. My dad sold the business to the four boys, and
Okay.
but yeah, he's still very much involved, and he's very much watching to make sure we're not falling
Wow.
off track or
Good,
falling off
good for
rails. So
him.
it's good. Yeah, and it's good. You have that accountability, and he's always there.
Yeah, yeah, that's great. Actually, I used to work. I actually used to work with my father as well many years ago.
Yeah,
We actually had an architectural glass company, uh,
really.
just outside
Okay.
of Toronto. Yeah, and
Yeah,
and my dad actually just turned 95 this summer.
really. And is he still watching you in the business you're at?
Well, he's trying.
Nice.
For
Oh, that's great.
95, he's doing well.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah, really well. So wow.
Mm,
So with all I didn't realize that. I knew you had obviously siblings in the business and everything. I didn't know there were so
yeah.
many of you. But well, that's interesting. And so what is your role sort of within the business?
Yeah, and I think that's when we kind of took over. It maybe we underestimated that, right? But from there, because there's four owners now,
Yeah,
you really can spread things out, right?
yeah,
And you know, looking back, it's like if I was a sole owner and had to do this myself, forget it, right? Way too much stress, way too much to think about. But yeah, when you have four guys involved, you spread that out. So myself, I look after the showroom, oversee that. The I look after the showroom and the administration side, and then Dan, who's actually 1 year older than me, he's our road manager. So he we have a labor side to the company, so he looks
yeah,
after that,
yeah.
and then the other two brothers follow suit. So Jesse is in the showroom with me, and he very much works with me on that, along with the other staff, of course. And Dan has Chris to kind of fall back on as well on the road. So it's
Okay.
yeah, it just we each have our roles, and it's neat to see how that's developed and where that's gone. But we kind of all fell into a nice spot, and
Yeah.
and it's doing well.
Yeah, good
Yeah,
for you. Yeah, I mean, we
yeah,
have a one of our sort of values here is just around unique abilities, right? And to your point, like everybody kind of just finds their way eventually. Sometimes it
yeah,
takes longer than you would like it to, but eventually you kind of find that path.
yeah.
Um, like you said, even your other brother, that's sort of off doing his own thing. Like that was his
Yeah.
unique ability to go do
That's
that,
right.
and that's
Yep.
awesome, right? That's
Yep.
great that that could actually come about. Especially in a family business. I worked actually with my brother as well, and we definitely kind of went down our own paths, which was, it's hard maybe in the moment, but ultimately it's actually the right thing for those
Mhm.
individuals, right? So,
Mhm.
kudos to him for doing that, and
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
you guys just sort of keeping the family business going because that's also hard in and of itself.
Yeah. No, and it's good. And again, yeah, and the oldest brother recognized that right away. He has a drive to really succeed in his own way, and it turned out to be, it's a great fit for everybody, right?
Yeah,
We work
no, that's
together. Yeah, so
fantastic.
we cross paths, and yeah, we find a way to kind of all gel together still.
Yeah,
So it's good. Yeah.
perfect. So you're selling to, I'm assuming, consumers, contractors, builders,
Yeah.
that sort of thing? Okay.
Yeah, it's a obviously residential driven showroom, right? So your typical kitchen and bath showrooms. But yeah, I mean, if we're going to bring this into the rock solid side of things, vanities has obviously been at the
Big part.
probably the biggest growth, right? Because that was newfound business that
Yep.
wasn't really here that much 10 years ago, 15 years ago. And
Yeah.
again, maybe you tell me if it was different in other areas, but in our area, it kind of, and it's still developing to this day, right? Where you go from everything needing to be custom made to now it's mass produced.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think, when you look back over the years, there was just, and honestly, it's still the same way where there's a lot of product, whether it be vanities or cabinetry in general, sort of in the big box guys, and the quality, is a little suspect. And then you went from that to the sort of ultra high end. And
Right.
I've been in that business too,
Oh
where
yeah.
where it's everything's basically made to order, and there wasn't a whole lot in the middle. And that is actually how Rock Solid actually came about, because there wasn't anything in the middle, and there was never anything at that time anyways. This would have been back in the early 2000s, where there was no complete package. So didn't come with a
Okay.
step top or the sink and
Okay.
of it. It
Right.
was it was you bought a cabinet from a cabinetry company, and then they came out and measured it just like a kitchen
That's right.
countertop,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
that's
Start
what
from
it was in
scratch.
the early 2000s, and so that's completely transformed now. I mean,
Hmm.
there's many good vanity businesses out there now. Um, and so that's sort of changed. I mean, for us, we've tried to be that sort of that hybrid. We're not the company that brings in, completed vanities from offshore. We're a component manufacturer, so we try to elevate the quality, elevate the design choices for the homeowner designer. So we have our own little sort of play on it, and it's worked well. So
Yeah. No, I, again, Homewood, and I'm not just saying this because you're on the screen, but it really suited our showroom and what we needed, especially so. And yeah, I mean, to even back up the train a bit, like 2014, we built a new showroom, right? So the other one was always, growing into it. So it was a warehouse, started at the front of the showroom, it eventually took over the warehouse,
okay,
pushed the warehouse out,
yep,
but it was always plywood and cement floors, right?
yeah, exactly,
um, 2014, we went and actually built a proper showroom, and that's kind of when things really started rolling. And at that point, that's, I'd say, if you look back at the numbers, yeah, like you look at our Stonewood numbers, and that's probably where you start really seeing them ramp up, because they just very much suited who we are, in the sense that this isn't custom, but what we strive to sell is good product that we can stand behind, and that we can partner with companies and have a good relationship with. And and again, you touched on quality. Well, that's, we're not after the throwaway stuff that's probably showing its wear and tear after a year or
yeah,
two.
yeah. No,
Um you know
absolutely. I mean, there is a lot of that out there, and it's that opening
mhm,
price point product, right? It's
mhm.
just not that great of quality.
No,
I
no.
think on the stone side, which I've seen a lot, especially in the box stores, is where they're selling, um, a little bit of a misnomer where they actually call it engineered stone. Um,
Okay.
but engineered stone is, I can't tell you the exact composite of it, but what I can tell you is that it actually stains and marks and all the rest of it.
Okay. Yeah.
It's not quartz. Like, if there's no quartz in it, then typically it'll mark with whether it be toothpaste or makeup,
Mm,
or wine
mhm,
glass or whatever.
mhm.
And we've done a bunch of testing on that, and that's typically what you find in the box stores because that product is so inexpensive. Um,
Yeah, and will they describe it as quartz and try to pull that off?
no, they actually, if you look at the boxes, they actually call it engineered stone. So
Okay.
there's the reality is that all quartz is engineered stone, but not all engineered stone is quartz.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, all engineered stone is a bunch of composite materials pulled together with resin. And so, quartz is a very specific type of material that doesn't mark up and stain.
Right.
It's just
Right.
not porous,
Yeah.
right?
And that's the whole thing with your product. I mean, 9 times out of 10, if you can get a customer in front of you and explain these details to them, you win them over, right? And when you say a 4-foot vein from Stonewood's, whatever, 2,200 bucks, I mean, and you go find your particle board vanity slash engineered stone at the box store, and sure, you saved $1,000, and that has its place,
Yeah, it does.
but
No doubt.
it needs, but at the same time,
Just
customers need
understand
to
what
be
you're buying,
educated on. Yeah,
right?
yeah, you need that education, and then and again, everyone's got budgets, but you paid for it now, you pay for it later, right? So,
1,000%. I think for us, when I bought the business back in 2018, the first big thing for us was the whole concept around delivering happiness. It was I bought the business with a very different, I would say, perspective than maybe some of my other businesses. I said to myself, this was going to be the last business that I was going to own. I was going to stay in this for
hmm
a long time, and
hmm
um, and because I like the dealer business, actually, I prefer the dealer business, and so I was able to put my cultural footprint on it pretty easily, and
Hmm.
that's really, even today, like, I can sit back and, you know, we don't have upset customers. We just don't,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
we take care of them, um, like, all the time. It's first touch resolution. Problems never reach me because the whole staff knows, just take care of it. Um, Things happen sometimes, as they do in the world, especially in the world of logistics and transportation and shipping damage. Like, things happen, but, customer first, take care of it. It's a vanity, just replace it.
Yeah.
Whatever you
That's
need.
right. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
No, and I mean, your quality control's excellent. So I mean, you talk like that because it's probably minimal what you have to deal with, right? And that's really
honestly,
it.
it
If
is.
it,
But
yeah,
yep,
yeah. If it's an every hour situation, that gets tiresome. But
it
you're
does.
you're starting with a good product to begin with, so it's easy to back it up after that.
It You're right. You're
Yeah.
absolutely right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, for sure. So, tell me what's going on in the market today in terms of, from your perspective, trends. You're in the showroom, you're seeing what's going on.
Hmm.
People are coming in. What are they asking for? What are they looking for from you?
Well, and were you talking in terms of how busy it is, or are you asking in terms of what
Product. More to the
product wise?
product side. Yeah.
You know what? Like it's
Has it changed
thankfully
much?
I wouldn't say it's changed much. I got asked a similar question the other day. I'm kind of surprised how I answered it, but the person that asked me kind of was asking, which market's still moving. Is it the upper end? Is it the middle class? Or is it the basic stuff? And usually when it gets slower out there, I can confidently say like the upper end stuff keeps going. Right? Doesn't
Right.
matter what's happening. I I I wouldn't say that right now. I actually, and it could be a little bit of a COVID effect here. Like going through COVID, coming out of COVID, it was like
Yep.
so few questions were asked. I mean, it was, looking back, it's like, yeah, don't want a COVID situation, but I'd love the work situation every so many years, right? Because it was
Yeah.
such a luxury. Like it just came to you, and if you could get the product, it was going right, and you weren't
Absolutely.
questioned much on price. But now now things are a little bit quieter than it used to be. So you got to be able to back up everything you're selling, and we can. So now more of the challenge is making sure they're even asking, are they even coming to the store?
Yeah.
And again, I'm switching gears and going into marketing now, but like,
No, that's okay.
you kind of have to find a way to talk about yourself without bragging about yourself. And you got to find a way to talk about yourself without talking price. Cause I
Right.
don't like to talk about price. That's not what we're talking about here. But I can say usually when if you can get a customer in the showroom and walk through the showroom with them, 9 times out of 10, you can show them and prove to them that number one, we're competitive. You're not overpaying to shop here. And number two, you get the service, you get the delivery, you get the warranties to go with it. And so everything you're selling, it's a complete package, right? Um, but it's hard to communicate that in very little words. But again, if you can get them into the showroom and get them on your side and get them talking, and then after that, it can be easy, right? So
Yeah, I mean, I would imagine that, your approach is that you're basically selling based on trust, right? I mean,
yeah,
you're
yeah,
selling, and selling's not necessarily the right word, but you're building those relationships to build a trust relationship,
yeah,
which
yeah,
is what we really try to do, and we do it through all of our sales reps. Our goal is to ensure that they're living our philosophy, uh, because they're an extension of who we are. And
yeah, yeah.
in your team and yourself and your siblings, I mean, it's an extension of who you are. And so if you're genuine around it, then what ends up happening is people know what authenticity is,
Oh, yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
You're a pretty
It
authentic person. And I imagine your
yeah,
family's very, very similar.
very much. Obviously, we run our business on godly principles, and we live by that every day, right? Truthfully, us brothers are reaping the benefit of what my dad started years ago, right? And
For sure. For sure.
he says it often, and he'll tell you to this day, he didn't handle everything perfect, and he didn't do everything perfect. And I'll use those lines too. Our stuff's not perfect, but we're gonna fix it, and we're gonna,
Yeah, yeah,
we're
exactly.
always gonna, yeah. So I mean, years ago he started that, and we have a customer base that was started, starting from 1981, from him, 1980.
Yep.
And those same customers are coming through today and talking about how they were treated back then. And really, we would say we strive to be very similar to that,
Yeah.
even
Well,
now.
what a great legacy, right? I mean, I mean, we all, if we have that type of familial upbringing,
Hmm.
I can kind of say the same thing for myself with my parents. You know, my parents were immigrated to Canada from England, and so,
Mm,
I was very much brought up on, pretty strict values and ways of behaving and yeah, you become an extension of that, whether, even though this isn't a family business per se, but it's still an extension of what I learned growing up. And and that is what it should be. So,
yeah. No, I
um
agree.
yeah. I had an
Yeah,
interesting
you're.
conversation the other day actually with a guy. I think it was last Friday, and we were chatting, and I said, "Well, what are you doing for the weekend?" I said, actually, what I specifically said was, "What do you do in southern Manitoba on a weekend?" He says, he goes, "Well," he goes, I'm going to curling tonight. I've taken my son to hockey tomorrow, and then church on Sunday with the family and a family
There you go.
brunch." He goes, "I don't have to
There you
think
go.
about anything. It just this is what happens."
That's what happens.
Right. So I thought that was
It's
quite comical because also my wife's actually from Winnipeg. So,
oh yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
So I can greatly appreciate and you being Dutch, there is a lot of familiarity there, right? There's a
yeah,
lot of
yeah,
commonality.
yeah. No, and I 100%. We have a small community, right? And but most it's a safe area, right? Like it's different than living in the city, right? So, but
Yeah.
yeah, you have very, yeah, very simple. I wouldn't say very simple lives, but yeah, simple lives, right? So
Yeah, yeah.
it's a
Well,
good thing.
especially
Yeah,
even if you're sort of outside of Sarnia.
that's
Um,
right. That's right.
yeah, yeah. Back in the day, I used to go down to the old, I don't even know if it's there anymore, but I used to go down to the Sarnia Riding Club, um,
Oh yeah, yeah. The
which,
curling
because
club.
I was a squash
Yeah.
player. Um,
Okay. Yeah.
I had a bunch of friends down in that area when I was in my teens.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Wow.
Nice. So you
There you
know
go.
the area a little bit at least. So.
A little bit. Yeah,
Hmm.
enough to get into trouble. That's for sure.
Yep. Yep.
So there you go. So in terms of your day to day, I guess, what's causing you angst? What's sort of like going, how's the supply chain? How's your suppliers? Are they sort of keeping up? Are they taking care? You see
Yeah.
any issues there?
No, I mean COVID days were rough, obviously, but we're well past that. And
Yeah.
so yeah, supply chains are fine.
Yeah.
Delivery's fine. We stock a lot. So I mean, yeah,
Gotcha.
people like to walk home with something, right? So we have a lot of inventory at our place. So yeah, so I wouldn't say that that's a problem. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, and even I mean, at the end of the day, we try not to worry about where our work's coming from. We believe God's going to supply that, and He brings the work to us, and our job's to do a good job with it, and that's how we work every day.
Yeah.
Um,
Absolutely.
but that doesn't mean you don't lose sleep over that. So,
Well, no, you
as
can't. Right.
owners and managers, you worry about that, and I'm sure you do too, right? But
I
yeah,
do.
every time that showroom door doesn't open as much as it should, then you start
Yeah.
thinking, right?
Yep.
But
No.
yeah, we kind of joke to ourselves. I think we had one layoff in 35 years or whatever it's been, and
Okay.
that layoff happened. It was about a 1 day layoff, and then back at it. So it's yeah, we
Did you
always
lay your
seem to
brother
find a
off?
way to stay. No, yeah, not this time. No, no. So I mean, we've been fortunate that way, but yeah, you do, as owners, you worry about that stuff, right? Like
You do.
and we always hesitate. We're very careful bringing on new staff because we very much look at it like, yeah, we're providing for them and we need to, right? So
It's
if
a
you're bringing
it's
on
a
a new
it's
employee,
it's a
yeah,
it's
you got
a
to think
it's
about
a
it.
underspoken, contract or responsibility. As entrepreneurs, I don't think that I don't think people realize the stress that comes along with that responsibility. Uh, I've certainly been in businesses where it was like you're sitting there going, "Oh, how are you going to make payroll?" Like, you have those moments in time. If I go back especially in my earlier career, definitely where you're like, wow, and the weight of that it's
Yeah.
heavy on you, it's heavy on your wife, it's just heavy on the family, right? It's because not not all times are great. Uh,
No, 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 and it like you say, it's probably underestimated a bit, and you wear it at home, you take it home with you, you don't realize it, right? But,
yeah.
and again, you talk like that, but I don't know that every business owner would think that way either, right? But,
Well, no,
if you're
yeah, if they're not a value-based organization,
no, no,
there's a saying called conscientious capitalism. I don't know if you ever heard of
mm,
that, but,
no, no,
that this is exactly what we're talking about. You would like to think that everybody is along the lines of conscious capitalism, because it's value driven and you take care of the people that are around you to the best of your ability.
that's right.
And you everybody wants to be successful. So, but yeah, there's that burden. It's a real burden, you know.
It is. Yeah.
So
Yeah, no, and we don't take it lightly. I mean, our growth has always been very, slow and and not even on purpose all the time. And I can't tell you how many times it's been, hey, you want to come? We need a digger for the day. We need a warehouse guy for the day. And
sure, sure,
and
sure.
oops, they're here 20 years later still, right? Like, but that's how it's kind of grown. We wait for good people, and when they show up, then it's like, hey, we can use this. And yeah, it's a two-way street though.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think you hit the nail on the head there. It's just sort of like you wanna just hire good people. And so if somebody kind of comes along and they're a self starter and they're engaged and like you're like, okay, let's find a spot for that one, sort of thing.
That's right.
Right? That's
That's
what
right.
you definitely
Yeah.
want to be able to do, no doubt. Yeah.
No. Yeah.
Like I even last when was it last like we saw in our business, it was when Mr. Trump announced his initial tariffs back in April. It was like
Mhm.
it was like a wall got slammed down a little bit for about probably at least 8 weeks. And it was a very
Mhm.
noticeable kind of like I think everybody was like in such shock that this had just
Yeah.
occurred.
Right.
It's definitely recovered since then.
Mhm.
Think the bottom ended up being I think it was Q2 2025 this year was where it sort of
Okay.
bottomed out, and it's been coming back up since then, but it's that shock and awe, and then what's really gonna happen, and it's the business uncertainty, and when there's uncertainty, people get anxious,
That's it.
scared, and so whether it was
Yeah.
this or something else, it's always something.
It's always something. That's what I say. Like, well, yeah. I mean, look past the last 6 years. So you can write it all out. What's all gone on, right? So,
Yeah. Yeah.
but that's why it's not easy, and that's why not everyone does it. And
Exactly. Yeah.
it's
Right?
this, but and I feel like we're still, the whole tariff thing's not settled yet, and we're still in this period where people are waiting. I think that's where our area is at least. You're seeing a lot of the people are in our area a little uneasy and just not sure, and they want to get that sorted out first before they go again. And
Yeah, no, it's
you know,
absolutely. Yep,
yeah,
I don't disagree there, and that just people just get scared, right?
they do.
That the
Yeah,
population
yeah,
is getting older, and so there's a lot of money in the older generation. So,
yeah,
um,
yeah.
but I saw an interesting number the other day, which wasn't necessarily a great number, but they're saying the average age of people buying a home is getting into the late 30s now, 38, 39,
Really.
40
Yeah.
is
Wow.
like, that's a stunning reversal from the 1950s, where I was n anything but that. I mean, even with my kids now, it's like I have one my daughter just got married, and so they're sort of looking to
Hmm.
buy a home. They're very
Hmm.
fortunate that they're in a position that they can do that, but I do know that most people their age are not actually capable of it.
No,
Like my
no, and I
boys
think
wouldn't
that's what
be. My boys certainly I have 2 boys as well, and I know they wouldn't be in that same position.
right. No, it's something you have to start earlier in life than you've ever started to make that happen,
Yeah.
right? And I think that, and maybe that's what happens, like, but I think we grew up in a time where, what, did people come out of their teen years with any kind of savings? Probably not. And so and so then they get their down payment through their 20s and then bought their house. Now it's like, I don't know if you could make it if you don't start in your teens. How are you ever going to get your down payment?
Yeah, yeah, without getting some help from, mom and dad
Or
perhaps.
that. Yep, yep,
That's
that's
the
right.
only way, right?
Yep, no, for sure.
Yeah, especially if you're in a city. Like, if you're in a
Yeah.
like, you're
Oh,
well,
non-starter. Yeah,
non-starter, right? Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
not going to happen.
not gonna happen, so yeah, so anyways, it's not easy, but they what I like, especially, like, I know, like, with my kids, they've really, they've matured and they're all got good jobs and they're working
Hmm.
hard, and, I'm trying to do my best to teach them about AI, and because that's coming hard and fast.
It's coming faster than we know, I
Yeah.
think. Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
we at Rock Solid, where, everybody this quarter has an 8-hour, prompting course they have to take as part of their
Okay.
learning for the quarter. We have l we have quarterly learning objectives that we sort of, they can kinda pick and choose a little bit, but they gotta do something. It's
Okay.
not
Okay.
acceptable not to do something. Um,
So you have a few courses that you offer them basically, and they can
yeah,
choose which one suits them. Oh,
yeah,
wow.
yeah.
Nice.
So, because it's just too important. It's
Yeah.
too important not to be going down that path. Um, and it's absolutely exploding. And I think that the average person is so far behind the curve already on what it's actually capable of doing. I mean, I have it write playbooks, I have it write, um, I used to be a programmer way back,
Okay. Yeah.
way back. I would say, yeah,
How
actually,
old are you, Paul?
I'm almost 59, so I'm getting up there. But I plan on living for a long time.
Okay. Okay.
I plan on working and living for a long time.
Good.
But yeah, so going back into the programming side of things, it's like I know the world, and so I'm able to use my
Yeah.
strategies that I've learned with that
Yeah.
technical knowledge, and I actually use GPT to actually create playbooks for me.
Mm.
And what I'm able to do is, so, like, we actually created our own CRM. We've connected our
Okay.
CRR our CRM to our ERP system, our back end.
Okay.
And now we've extended this all out to the sales reps, and it's just all these extensions, and what I do is I actually curate the whatever the play is. So we're doing one around accounts receivable. We're writing an app for an accounts receivable collections app. So
Okay.
it I use ChatGPT based on my years of knowledge and with the systems, and I curate a playbook what I give to my tech team to actually execute.
Right.
So it actually lays
Right.
it out in very clear steps. Now, it's not
Yeah.
100%, it doesn't need to be,
No.
but it's 80%,
Yeah. It
and
gives
they
them
love it.
direction of where you want it to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
love it,
Interesting.
right? So it
Wow.
makes it really super easy. Same thing with
Yeah.
standard operating processes. So I have it all put into a GPT, so I can just I can actually a group of people can just sit around and talk about a process, and then we tell it to create the process card for it. And it
Okay.
spits it out in the exact way that we've asked it for.
Wow. You'll just
So
have it listen to your conversation basically, and then summarize it afterwards, more or
and
less.
lays it out in the format that you want.
Mm.
It doesn't just summarize it,
Yeah.
it actually
Yeah.
formats it
Right.
exactly the way you want
Right.
it.
Okay. It understands that. Yeah.
Yeah, so it really
Mm.
does. You just need to use it and get creative with it. So, yeah, I mean,
Well, and that's it. Like, it's your imagination that's stopping it from doing whatever it's able to do, right? Like,
yeah.
it's really up to you,
I
you
did
know.
an
And
interesting one this morning, which I think you'd appreciate, was around a commodity product, and I was like, "Where" so I created the prompt around, "Where is the commodity pricing for all the inputs to that particular commodity,
okay.
2020 versus today?"
Okay.
So it's educating me on my own supply
Yeah.
chain around
Yeah.
inputs to my supplier's inputs.
Yeah.
That
And
is incredibly powerful.
so what'd you find? It go down or up?
So it basically did. It went up and it's come right back down. It's about 4% higher than what it was in 2020.
Really?
Yeah.
So before we saw any
But it went
spikes.
up 25% and came back down.
So we should see some decreases from Stonewood.
Ah, there you go. Of course.
You saw how I trapped you there.
I wish. So you know what's actually driving costs, I think, from my perspective, more than anything at this point in time. Yes, labor,
Labor.
obviously, that's just a
Yeah.
constant. But it's actually real estate. Real
Oh,
estate
okay.
is actually one of the bigger drivers over the
Okay.
certainly over the last. You look at where real estate prices have gone in the last 8-9 years. It's
Yeah.
exploded,
Oh,
absolutely
yeah.
exploded. So I would say rents are between around 2.5 times higher than what they were not even 10 years ago.
Hmm. Not even 10 years. And do you see that correcting at all?
No,
Probably not.
no,
No.
certainly not in Southern Ontario.
Mm,
It's just too much.
mm,
There's too much. There's still too much growth. There's still too much. Yeah, it's the golden horseshoe sort of effect, right? It's just there's not enough. And now, which is really bizarre, is that they've slowed building down when everybody's saying that we need more building, and
mhm.
our housing starts this year are going to be lower than last year.
This coming in 2026, you believe that?
No,
You know that?
2025 is
Oh,
lower than
well, yeah.
2024, which is
Yeah.
insane when you think about it, because they keep talking about 2030 and we need all these new homes built by 2030, but they're running at half the pace that they should be running at,
There.
according to
Well,
the
yeah.
government numbers, right?
No, exactly. Yeah.
So something's out of whack. It's a little bit above my pay grade, but
Well, and that's where I'm staying silent because, yeah, I mean, I'm seeing the same things in our area. I mean, 2024, our housing starts were as bad as they've ever been.
right,
And 2025 is a hair better. Nothing to brag about.
right. And you would think in your
But yeah,
area it should be booming, right? I mean, it really should be.
yeah, you would think so. I mean, it's a unique area for sure.
Land's not too expensive down there.
Land, yeah, and that's the thing though. A lot of that has crept up along with everybody else, right? And
Yep.
and I would say, I mean, again, someone more knowledgeable than me will speak better to it. But what, 5, 10 years ago, it was, yeah, it's definitely undervalued. Now,
Yep.
now I don't know what they would say about it. To me, it seems overvalued, and now we're paying the price for it.
I
But
have a
we'll see.
facility down in northern Pennsylvania. My rent there in a freestanding building will be 60% of what it will be here in Ontario. 60%.
Really,
Yes.
really, yeah,
And I'm right on the highway. Like
hmm.
I'm 30 seconds to the highway.
Yeah, yeah,
So it's pretty amazing that just going across the border, how much cheaper
yeah.
that is there.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. And I mean, who know? I mean, you can speak better probably to what causes all that, but yeah, it's frustrating. I don't know if it's just all red tape or what.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. So there is a lot of distribution obviously in Toronto, but it's not just Toronto. It's everywhere. It's
Hmm.
Ottawa, it's Cornwall, it's Sarnia, it's I mean, Windsor might be a little bit cheaper given what's going on down there right now, but
Hmm.
it's just expensive.
Yeah.
Unless you're in the condo market, we've underbuilt. Yeah, so there you go. Well, this has been great. I appreciate all your time today, and I'm sorry you're not still down south enjoying the warm
The
weather.
warmer weather.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's okay.
hopefully,
Life has to go on. Yeah, business has to get run. So
yeah.
can't do that forever.
You're only allowed so many weeks vacation with your brothers, right? So
Yeah, there's a point. There's a point though we'll slap each other across the head. So yes, we have to. We do watch that stuff. So
exactly.
yeah, but no, this
Well,
is good. I appreciate you having me on for sure. It's
no,
very kind of you. And again, we've always appreciated Stonewood. And again, you guys line up very well with who we are and what we do and how we operate. So and we have a number of businesses, companies like that. And obviously, you guys, you guys topped the list. You were actually, I mean, it's probably been a few years, but when things were ramping up, as you guys always were talked about highly in our showroom because you definitely were different than most of the companies out there in how you ran. And, things were on time. You do what you say you're going to do, and you deliver a quality product. And
Imagine that.
again, yeah, I know you. Yeah, yeah, I know you're
That's
doing all.
I think that's a pretty low bar, right? Don't lie. Don't say
Yeah,
what you're going to do.
yeah,
Have a
and
quality product.
you
Seems
you've
pretty
been in
simple.
business a long time. It does seem simple, but guess what? It doesn't happen out there,
Yeah.
and you would probably know that better than me. So
Well, you're right.
yeah,
We do see it
yeah,
obviously, and it is
yeah.
a competitive advantage. There's no doubt. But we're excited we are excited for 2026. We actually do have a lot of new product coming out, especially sort of towards the end of Q1. So we're very excited about all of that. It's definitely going to be there's definitely a shift coming from our perspective in terms of
Mm,
product expansion. So
okay.
we're pretty excited about all that. It's going to give Stonewood another whole certain. We're keeping what we got, but
Yeah,
we've acquired a couple of brands over the last 12
yeah,
months. So there's a
yeah. I know.
so
It's
there's a lot
exciting to
coming.
see how you guys pull that together. So
Yeah,
that'd be
and
fun to
that's
see.
we have
Yeah,
to put the rock solid treatment to it so that we don't
yeah.
mess it up, right? So we're taking our
No,
time
I know.
to try to.
Well, and I think, yeah, and I think a lot of your claim to fame, in my opinion, at least, keep from afar, was you kept it simple, and but yeah, his
Simple's
market
hard.
kind of moved. Simple's very hard. Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, I remember saying to Julia when she'd come see me, just keep doing what you guys are doing. Don't be someone you're not. Like, please just do, and you guys have done that for so long.
Yep.
And maybe it's time to move past that a little bit, but I don't know. At the same time,
Yeah.
your
I
vanities are people want them.
I think we need to, keep the core philosophy of making it simple we've been very successful at helping people on the showroom to
Hmm.
be successful.
That's it. Yeah.
Right? That's
Yeah.
the whole thing. So the way
Yeah.
we do our pricing, the way that we do the order
Hmm.
configurator, like all the
Yeah.
but we've added, like we have the 3D product configurator, like we have all these different things that we've added to the ecosystem, but you only want to add it as long as you can kind of keep it within that, you know, keeping it very, very
Yeah.
simple. Our price page
Yeah.
basically is one page. There's no cabinet
Yeah.
company out
Yeah.
there like that.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah. No, and again, you're not a custom cabinet company, right?
Yeah.
And I think when you start falling over onto that side of it, again, certain salespeople will be fine with that, but you'll probably lose the majority of it. And if your salespeople aren't excited about it, well, good luck.
Exactly. It
So
just becomes.
yeah,
I was in a showroom actually yesterday, and that was exactly it. Like you sort of say, okay, there 20% of the associates could sell a more complicated product. That's because they come from the kitchen side. But if they're not, if they're coming more from the
yeah,
plumbing side, they
yeah.
don't have that experience, and it takes time.
No,
I used to be in the
it
kitchen
does.
business, so I know the
Yeah,
complexity of
yeah.
that world, and it is a
That's right.
different person, right?
Yeah, yeah. No, for sure. It's not for everybody, and not for every sales guy. So yeah, but no, that's good.
All right. Thank you,
Yeah.
sir.
Thanks, Paul.
Have
Yeah,
a great weekend, and we'll
yeah.
see you in store sometime.
Right on. You too.
Okay.
Thank you again.
Thanks.
All
See
right.
ya.
See you soon. Yep.